I want to open the meeting for the Conservation Commission for today's day, yeah, 6th. I want to do a roll call. Could I have everyone answer whether they're here? So let's see. Ken?
Here.
Paul?
Yes.
Haley?
Here.
Eleanor?
Here.
And I'm here too, so we're all set. First thing I want to do before minutes is I want to welcome our new agent, Ethan Fleming. Maybe you can say, everyone can just say hi and so he can feel more at home.
Hi,
Okay.
Ethan. Hi, welcome.
Hi everyone.
Okay, so the next, the item on the agenda is to approve the minutes for July 16th. Is there any questions about that, or is anyone looked at it? Any mistakes, or we all good?
There's one typo in the minutes on 94 Butler.
Okay,
Second line, 18 inches of soil would be removed from the toe of slope, should be TOE, not TOW.
okay, thank you.
But otherwise, looked okay.
Okay, so can I have a motion, please, to accept the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Okay, we'll do a roll call again, so Ken,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Haley,
Yes.
Eleanor,
Yes.
and I also agree. That takes care of that. So Butler Ave has been continued to August 20th. So we're not gonna see them for a little while. And we now have 50 Audubon Road. Is the someone here to present them?
I am.
Do you want to just explain what your project is?
Yeah, I'd love to. Thank you so much. Good evening. My name is Michael Levaney. I'm an architect with Cummings Properties, representing the applicant and the owner, Engineering Properties LLC, for the benefit of the Cummings Foundation. With me this evening is my colleague, Jeff Hernan, and Mark Slager, who is the principal at Allen Engineering. Is it possible that I could share my screen?
I'll tell you in a minute. Ken, I think you can share screens.
I think you can go ahead and do it.
Okay, I'm gonna try that right now. You
See
folks see
if
what I
you
can you see
Yep.
my screen?
Yeah. Yep. Looks
Yep.
good.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay. So again, we Cummings Properties manages these two buildings at 30 and 5060 Audubon, 40 and 34 on Audubon Road here. And what we'd like to do, there's a single story multi-tenant building. And you can see the parkings in the backside here. What we'd like to do is to right here where it says work area, install an accessible entry, basically a 5-foot wide accessible concrete ramp. We have a client, New England Women's Health, who will be taking a chunk of space right here. If you folks can see my cursor, and for them to have a proper entry, they needed an accessible ramp. So what we did was my colleague Jeff and I met Elaine Vreeland on site, I'd say 2 months ago, and we talked about the project and shared our thoughts with her. And Elaine suggested that applying to this commission and submitting an RDA application might be the best way to go. So what you see here is, we'll go back one just for clarification, and you'll see it on the next, the resource area is back in here where my cursor is. So a close-up look, this is the existing conditions now. What the entrance looks like now, there's a concrete landing and some concrete steps. Our objective would be to, because we don't have the room to head to the left, we will at the left we will reconstruct the steps, then leave these steps here and just construct a concrete ramp It's actually going to come out to about this third window here, which is pretty close to what we've shown. In what's now a little bit of a landscaped area. So this plan is the plan that our engineer Mark Slager put together. He went out and did a field survey, shot some topo. Maybe I can zoom. Oh, let me see if I can zoom in a little more to help make this a little more readable. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, perfect.
That's good.
Yeah, that worked for everybody. Everybody can see that?
Yeah,
So you can see the work area here. The green line is the 100-foot buffer, the 100-foot buffer zone, which is the edge of the wetland, as you can see here, is in yellow. The elevation of this work is the bottom of the ramp will be at 75. The kind of the floor elevation 77.2. As you'll see further on this plan, the engineer has labeled the FEMA floodplain line at elevation 73. So all the work is proposed to occur outside of the floodplain. All these elevations here are higher than elevation 73. So let me go back here a little more. Let me just go back to the next. So in what I included in the submission package also was, hold on a second, was basically the architectural package, what we're going to do. Basically, we will construct a set of stairs and construct a piece of ramp at the flat spot and another piece of ramp. It's pretty simple. Here's the existing condition / demolition plan. Stairs come down this piece of concrete. We'll just kind of carry it out to right about here, as you can see. Build some concrete ramp. Pretty simple, we hope. Again, that's what it's going to wind up looking like. Again, we believe we've marked and Slager has done the research. We are outside of the floodplain, so we were hoping that the commission could take a look at this and give us a favorable determination.
Okay, maybe we can hear from Elaine. Elaine, do you have any comments to give?
Not really. It's so very much straightforward. When I asked him to file the RDA, it appeared to be from the Mass Mapper maps that he was in the floodplain. It wasn't until the package was put together it was discovered that the elevations don't match the Mass GIS plan as shown. So what we have now is simply a handicap ramp within the 100-foot buffer.
and
You're only touching that area that's immediately in front of the building right there, right? Nothing else in the parking lot is happening.
Exactly. Yeah, nothing else. We'll obviously.
that's
yeah,
all. That's
just
all
got-
currently disturbed.
It is currently disturbed. Yeah, the whole area, the parking lots, it's all parking area back here now.
And or its entry or curbed in around limited
Correct.
settings. Okay.
Yeah, no, to answer your question, we'll go no further than this. That's all we need to do.
So you took the 100-year elevation off of the FEMA maps, right?
Correct.
And then you did a ground survey showing the contour at the 100-year flood elevation, or you just did spot grades?
Nope, Mark, our engineer went out here and surveyed all of this and, determined that, got the real elevation. And Mark, you can chime in. It's based on the,
Sure.
NAVD.
Let me give a detailed explanation of what I came up with. The FEMA line that's shown on the plan was taken directly from the flood insurance rate map. It's labeled elevation 73, and that was based on a detailed study of the Saugus River. They have detailed elevations of the Saugus River, but as they go further away from the river, some of the elevations aren't consistent with what might have been used or differ slightly from interpolation between contours. What I've done is done a detailed field survey, and you can see on the existing conditions plan, I've taken a bunch of spot elevations and determined that most of the parking lot and the building is in fact above elevation 73. So even though the floodplain line shows it through the building, the actual elevation is above the floodplain, therefore the work is outside the floodplain.
Okay. Does anyone on the commission have anything they want to question or add any comments?
I think my only question was going to be if that parking lot has ever flooded that entrance.
Not to
sounds
my
like no.
knowledge.
Okay.
We've been managing this building for 20 years or so, and we've had no issues over this side. There's a lower spot over here. I'm sorry, I'm using my finger to point to the screen. There's a lower spot back over here that may in the past have had water, but this area is pretty high.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I think it's pretty straightforward. I really don't see too much that we can talk about.
No, I would say we don't need to take it up as a, or, and I don't think they need to apply, would they? Do we need to,
They
do
can
we
only
need
be-
to pass a motion?
We can do a negative call.
Okay,
Let's do a negative.
Yeah.
Elaine, does that sound good to you?
Oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Okay. So I guess you're gonna get a negative. You should be all set if we get the paperwork going.
Awesome. Thank you very much. That'd be super helpful.
You have to vote, Jim.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I'm new at this. So someone want to make a motion to issue a negative on the request for determination of applicability?
Motion to issue a negative determinability.
Could I have a second?
I'll second.
Second.
All right, and we're gonna poll everyone. Ken,
Yes,
Paul,
yes,
Haley,
Yes.
Eleanor,
Yes.
and myself as well. Unanimous.
Awesome.
You're all set.
Thank you so much for your time and your attention, and I appreciate the effort. Thank you. Have a great night.
thanks, you
Right.
too.
Thank you.
You.
Okay, we've got other business. Request for certificate of compliance for 8 Thistle Road. Elaine, you're up.
Yeah, 8 Thistledale Road has was a small addition in the back. An as-built plan has been submitted. A confirming letter that it substantially complies with the proposed plan has been submitted. I took a site visit. I would recommend that the certificate of compliance issue.
Okay, does anyone have any issues with that? Anyone on the commission? Okay. can
No.
I- Someone say something? Okay, so can I have a motion to issue a certificate of compliance?
I'll move that.
Second, please.
Second.
All right, all in favor, let's see, Ken,
Yes,
Paul,
Yes,
Haley,
Yes.
and Eleanor,
Yes.
and myself. Okay, so you're all set with that. The next item,
Do you want to do Audubon Road, Jim? I think Doug is here for that. 711 Audubon Road, certificate of compliance.
yeah,
I don't see that on the agenda, but
50 Audubon Road.
no, that, we just did that.
No, there was an amended agenda, it came in a little late. Libby had sent it in. But
Oh.
it's a certificate of compliance.
Okay, so, yeah, what does it say? I haven't seen it.
I haven't either.
Okay, so the request for certificate of compliance. This was the work that had an order of conditions about a year ago. If you go down Audubon Road, it's the one with the driveway that's very close to the wetland. And they
Yeah.
put in pervious pavers.
Yes,
Remember that one?
yes, I
And
do.
they did a sort of a mitigation area and pulled up some part of the parking lot, and it's now planted with native plants and wildflowers. So
Okay.
I went on a site visit there about a month ago, and it looks good. The grass is growing between the pavers, as it should be because they're open pavers. The area around the back is loamed and seeded, and the grass is growing. I have a as-built plan and an accompanying letter from Hayes Engineering saying that it substantially complies with the plan as proposed.
Okay. I do have one question on that because I looked at it one time and I saw a couple of the pavers were broken. Are they holding up okay? Is there,
Well, when I was there, I may have been one or two broken, but it looked
stable?
like it was holding up very well.
Yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
notice an awful lot of broken pavers there at all.
Okay.
I think it's ready for a certificate.
Okay. Anyone have anything they want to add? Eleanor? Look like you're thinking
No.
about.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
This was the one we went through less than a year ago, I think, wasn't it?
Fairly, yes.
Yeah, okay,
One where they wanted to get the big truck down the,
right.
Um,
And yeah, I've seen it, but not in its finished condition, so.
okay. I looked at it while it was going on too, and the ground they were saying was gravel, and it absolutely was. It was beautiful material, so I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Okay, so can I have a motion then to issue a certificate of compliance for that project? Or maybe
Yeah, but can we get an updated agenda so we at least have it for our personal records? With that one on it, because I've never seen that one on the. agenda at
It's
all.
on the website.
Is
There's.
it? Oh, okay,
not
that's
one
why I
for
don't, I did
and
not.
then
think
This
of
was the only
that
thing added.
since Judy sent it out. Okay, thanks, Haley.
Okay, so do
I'll
we
do
have
that then.
a second on that?
Second,
Okay, so we're gonna do a roll call. Ken,
Yes,
Paul,
Yes,
Haley,
Yes.
and Eleanor.
yes.
And myself, we're all okay with it. All right, now we can go on to 404 Lowell Street.
If I could, Jim, just wanted to say thank you very much. We appreciate all your help with that project, and we'll continue to maintain it and keep up to the standards of the order of condition.
Great, good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you.
All right, so now we're on to 404 Lowell Street.
404 Lowell Street is well away from the Mill River. It is a riverfront project, and it is the same as the other three. The as-built plan has been submitted. The cover letter has been submitted. I went out to take a look at it. It looks fine. It's just a building and a parking lot. And there's another building between it and the river. So this is a very, very simple one. And again, I would recommend that a certificate of compliance issue.
Okay, any questions from the board? So can I get a motion, please? From someone?
Motion to approve the certificate of compliance.
Yes. And a second, please. Paul, give a second, come on.
all right, I'll second it.
All right. All in favor? Ken,
Yes,
Paul,
Yes,
Haley,
Yes.
Eleanor, and myself, all in favor. The next item we have is bylaw discussion.
I got an email from Bronwyn that she said she didn't think she'd be able to make it tonight, but
Okay,
she wanted to set up a Zoom meeting with myself, her, and Jennifer Fanning
mhm,
to see what direction the commission wants to go in, and then they'll work on a draft. So I didn't know if the document that I sent you before with the three, the buffer, the 25-foot setback,
Yeah,
the memorializing the consultant rule, and protection of vernal pools, if those were the three things that you wanted included, or if you want anything else, or whatever you want.
mm,
I know at the last meeting, we talked about the performance standards and how in the past that seemed unpalatable to the town. But I believe Elaine brought up a good point that it was valuable for larger scale projects. And perhaps we might consider, I don't know if there are other examples like this, but limit the scope that it would be applicable to larger projects, or would not apply to single family homes, that sort of thing, if that's worth revisiting. I think with all the development and 40, I always get confused, 40A, 40B developments, I think sometimes the abutting residents are a little bit concerned about being impacted negatively, and there just might be a different view on this lately.
okay, I'm a little bit lost on this because I'm not recalling the whole discussion that where we're at right now. Can someone summarize this whole thing, or what, did you have
Well,
something opposed? Or
no.
did you-
I just mentioned the three areas that the commission had said they wanted included: the buffer zone, the memorializing the consultant rule, and the vernal pool. And then we could add the performance bond, and it would just exclude single family homes. You know, work on single family homes. It'll be similar to like the stormwater requirements. It wouldn't apply to single family.
But even with the stormwater requirements, we actually sometimes issue it anyways, like for instance.
Yeah.
So
I
is
mean-
that the same type of thing that you do on what you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, the performance bond, it wouldn't necessarily have to exclude single family because it's discretionary.
Yeah,
It's at the commission's,
okay, I'm starting to remember this now. We're
but I
talking about
think,
holding money to complete
yes,
the project.
yes.
Okay.
But I think to Eleanor's point, I think it would have to be carefully worded when it's presented to the
Mm.
public if you weren't going to exclude single family homes. Because I think sometimes that's fine, but other times, if there's a house or an addition built very close to a wetland, then you may want to have some kind of performance bond. So I think the messaging is going to have to be clear on that. I don't think
Yeah.
it's a problem including it, but I think it's the messaging that will be critical.
Okay,
So, I mean, whatever you guys want. I didn't want to book anything until I talked to you guys. If you
Well,
don't
we
want
have-
this meeting, you know, I don't want to make that decision.
we're gonna take that bylaw out, right? As part of
Well,
this?
that's what I'm hoping. That's the next thing on the agenda to talk about.
Yeah, I definitely wanna do that,
Yeah. Because it wouldn't make sense otherwise, I don't think.
right?
All right, so I'll
Ju-
put in the performance bond if that's what everyone wants. And then, I mean, it's just a draft anyways. We can tweak it, and
Yeah, I think we do
I'll send that
wanna,
around I'll send that around before I set up a meeting with them. And then if you
Yeah.
guys want to change anything, add anything, just to
Okay.
get the conversation started.
all right,
And then Judy, I'm sure there's been changes maybe since like other towns implementing updated bylaws. I'm sure MACC has stats or something, but that would probably be interesting for the commission to review, so that we're sort of see how our proposed bylaws compare to other towns broadly,
Yeah,
you know.
on the MACC website, they have a spreadsheet that
Yeah,
has every town, and
okay.
a lot of them don't update their bylaws, interestingly enough.
Okay, don't update what they published.
They don't update as things change over the years.
Okay.
all right, well, that sounds like a good plan to get started.
Mhm.
I'm all in favor of that. Anyone else have any comments?
I guess sorry, I don't, let somebody else, I have one more question or comment.
You do
Ethan,
have,
do you know if Tewksbury has bylaws offhand?
Yes, I think we do.
Okay.
Ellen, were you gonna say something or?
I was just gonna pose the question, you know, I think Judy was talking about a letter to the bylaw review committee. I don't know if it's feasible to meet with the attorney and see what he recommends, or if he could point us to a best practice. He seemed very focused. I watched one of the bylaw review meetings, and he
Yeah,
was very methodical and clear, and he seemed very focused on making things easy to understand and have kind of clear-cut lines.
yeah,
So, and he seemed to have a lot of experience implementing different things. So it might be worthwhile to pose something to him and ask him, you know, perhaps get his feedback, and if he has towns, you know, that he recommends that we take a look at.
you talked about Tom Allen, right?
No,
No, their
but-
consultant.
Oh, their consultant.
Yeah, I did ask him about that and he recommended, he sent me Concord's bylaws.
Oh, great. You're one step ahead of us all. Many steps.
Okay. All right, so there's no more discussion on,
No,
that.
just the letter. You had mentioned that a letter would be sent to the bylaw review committee.
yeah,
I don't think they're meeting again until September, but
yeah,
I think it would be good to issue a letter. You know, if the intent is to attempt to repeal the setback, the stream setback bylaw, you know, just to make them aware that that's what you're interested in, and the commission's looking at instituting a wetland bylaw, because that was a recommendation that the consultant attorney had discussed when I posed the questions to him.
good. Okay, so we'll get a letter written and send that along.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Other items to talk about?
I do.
You have to take a vote for Ethan to have signatory power
Okay,
for ordinary expenses, and a separate vote so that he can sign the orders.
okay,
He's not quite there yet, but we're gonna give him a little power now.
okay. Well, let's, all right, so let's,
So when did you start, Ethan?
I just started last week.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
He's shadowing Elaine for a couple of weeks, and then
Okay.
in September he'll be on.
All right.
so let's make a motion to allow Ethan to sign our documents. That's probably not the best way to word it, but someone got any better wording, we can use that.
Signed documents as authorized by the commission.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll pull out the wording from the last vote that you did with Rebecca.
okay, so but we're still gonna vote on this now.
Yes.
All right, so let's do a roll call.
I'll move it.
Okay,
I'll second it.
okay, boy, got some results there. Ken,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Haley,
Yes.
and Eleanor. And me.
Yes.
I'm a yes as well. All right, the other thing is that,
No,
Do
you have to vote.
do-
Yes, sorry.
No,
What?
go ahead.
Okay. You have to vote to allow Ethan to sign ordinary expenses so
we
that
did-
the bills can get paid.
No, it was an all-in-one thing, wasn't it?
No, no. Nice try.
Then I motion to authorize ordinary expenses sign off.
Well, second.
Okay, roll call again. All in favor, Ken,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Haley,
Yes.
Eleanor,
Yes.
and I agree as well. Okay,
you want to give Ethan a minute to give a, you know, a little,
So,
tell him about him? Yeah,
yes, I think that would be a great idea.
From on the spot, well, first I got one thing I have to say. There is a, event happening, like, what did you do last year, Judy, that got canceled?
oh, Town Day,
All right, so Town Day is coming up, and they wanna know if we wanna have a couple tables. I can do it, and is there anyone else that can help, or? you- or
I can
what?
help. I think I can help.
Okay,
When is it, Jim?
it's
September
town,
21st.
right, then what you do is, put out your stuff and tell the townspeople what you're doing. And what conservation's about and why we're always in trouble.
and
Wednesday?
planning board and ZBA have tables, so you'll be right there with them.
When's the date?
September 21st,
Okay,
I
thank
still
you.
didn't catch that, September 21st?
yes,
And there's a rain date of the 28th, I think.
yes.
It's a Saturday.
Yeah,
I'll see if what I can put together.
okay. All right. Ethan, well, what do you want to do now? What are we gonna do now?
I
Uh,
thought we
okay.
could just talk a little bit about his, you know, we went to school, his background, his interest in this.
What
Yeah.
if he doesn't wanna?
I'll keep it short.
Okay,
Okay,
So
alrighty,
the I shortest just- meeting we've ever had, so take your time.
that's true.
Good to
Don't
know.
worry, I got another item for you after.
So I just graduated from UMass Amherst studying environmental science. That was this past spring. Since then, I'd been interning at the DEP doing wetlands, kind of just shadowing and working on a certificate of compliance initiative with them. And then I just started last week here, and I'm kind of training once a week until the end of the summer. Then I'll come on as a full-time agent.
okay, is anyone
You
have
have
any-
to learn that it's pronounced Amherst. There is no H in Massachusetts.
I'll just make sure I don't go back there.
Yeah, that's right. There you go.
Okay, so did
But he's
you,
gonna take some of the MACC classes and
yeah,
Alicia, he worked with Alicia Gellin.
yeah,
And he's gonna, you know, listen to some, she has those agent corners every week, so I think that'll be helpful.
okay,
And he's got great research skills, he's a smart kid, he's very laid back. He made a good
Wow.
impression at the interview, so I think he'll be a good fit. And he'll be shadowing with Elaine for a while, so I think that'll be a big help as well.
I
And of
think
course, I'll be there every day
oh, geez,
to help him along. Nag him.
Ethan, I'll get you out of that mess, just.
I already told him we have
Jim.
snacks in our
You
office.
better be careful when you first start with her, because, she's gonna take over.
He knows that.
I'm happy to send you questions to research.
Yeah,
Oh, well, that's
I'm
good.
always available.
And his email is all set up.
Okay.
Yeah, I see you had his name already put on the, webpage as the agent.
Yeah, they put that right away.
Yeah, I know, it didn't take long to do that, did it?
Hey, hit the ground running.
Yeah, well, good job. So I think you're gonna be fine. I think I'm looking forward to this. And we're gonna get you out some site walks, and Elaine's very good at doing soils and plants, and of course we can get that app too, and tells you what the plants are right there. Or we'll bring Eleanor. Eleanor's a good resource for that. She's gonna show you where all the invasive plants are in Wakefield.
Were you out in the field at all last week, Ethan, with Elaine?
No, I was not.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe this
Yeah, you'll
week.
get out there. He'll get out there.
Yeah, I think that's the way to start.
We can walk the lake.
Yeah, yeah.
I pulled some black swallowwort out from there yesterday.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. I'm gonna be on vacation this Friday, but
Oh,
the
that's
lake,
right.
the biggest thing in in Wakefield. So walking the lake and familiarizing yourself with everything that's going on around the lake is a great idea. It's about a 3-mile walk, take you about an hour maybe, but it's good to know the lake, absolutely.
I'll be in on Friday, Ethan. If you're gonna come in, I can show you some areas to look at. There are a couple of rain gardens that the engineering department put in.
Okay, I'll be in on Friday for sure.
Okay,
And if you were available earlier, I could show you some places too. But yeah, that's a great, Judy can probably show them, like, there's a lot of great stuff and then a lot of stuff that probably needs its eye kept on, like the knotweed, before it becomes a big issue.
Have you heard, did Dennis stop mowing in the areas that you want, or how's that going?
I have not talked to him. I'm trying to coordinate with Bree Reynolds, who has a week, like she has a meeting, a touch point with him, I think monthly, but she's been away, so
Oh,
that we can both talk to him.
yep. Okay.
But I did have a question coming out of this meeting, totally unrelated, if I may ask it, from one of the earlier hearings about floodplain elevations.
Mhm.
What's the best tool to look at just elevations in general if you want to cross-check something? Like, I don't know what, when I go onto Mass Mapper, I can't seem to find anything that shows elevations.
That data is too specific to put on
Okay,
a layer like that. It's more project specific. Yeah.
I guess the only way is to go there in person, and okay.
Well, one place that is helpful is the FEMA website. They should give you elevations at specific cross points along the river. So that is helpful in a situation such as this one, where the map on the floodplain and the actual elevations don't match. Usually Mass Mapper is pretty good, but it's the FEMA floodplain that's official.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the town has a plan that shows topography. It wouldn't be as specific as a surveyor's elevation would be, but it can help triangulate the information you want to use. So that'd be the FEMA website and the town topography maps.
Okay. And
and
those
FEMA just updated the mapping too. I think I sent that around to everyone.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking more of those old school, like elevation maps that,
USGS topo maps.
yes, thank you.
Lots of that information is on Wakefield's own
Okay.
GIS site too, but again, when you're looking at resolution, when you're looking at a single property, it's hard to
Okay.
get that information from that level.
Yeah, the USGS topo maps unfortunately don't give you that good a granularity either.
Okay.
Down to that depth.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Anything else? I feel like something else we should do, because
I got something for you, Jimmy.
What's
Okay.
that?
From the Concom email, someone reached out about 7 Randall Terrace that they've been cutting trees down and they haven't seen anything about getting approvals. It looks like they do have a waterway running through that area, but I'm not sure that they're necessarily in a wetland zone.
No, I talked to Dennis. He came by this morning about that. He was going to go out and take a look. There's a brook, but it's about 200 feet away from that lot. So he was going to go out and take a look and see where the tree, because adjacent to that lot is a town-owned lot. So I don't know if they were cutting on the town lot. So he was going to go out and take a look. So he'll let me know, hopefully tomorrow, and I can let you know.
Thank you.
And then what's the status of the other, I think there was like an enforcement order.
Yes,
Um,
there's, are you talking about Keith's Tree?
There's Keith's Trees, but I was thinking about the one with the house that went on the market.
129 Oak Street?
Yes.
Yeah, I left information on 128 Oak Street. I had been talking with their attorney, who seemed to be very motivated because there was a closing. So, not last Friday, but the Friday before that, I left the file down in engineering for him to come in and take a look at the entire file. I had sent him a portion of the file, that which related to the enforcement order. He wanted to see the entire file. I left it downstairs. When I got in last Friday, he didn't come in to take a look at the file. So I sent him an email and said, the file's still waiting in engineering. Are you going to go take a look at it? Please get back to me. So that's the status on 129 Oak. The other one, Keith's Tree, I have been talking to them about hiring I've been pushing them every week about hiring a engineering firm. And I sent it again last week that they are moving, but slowly, but they are moving.
They are hauling out stuff there. They've had trailers hauling.
Yes, yeah, they did say that they had been hauling things off the site,
Right.
And did you,
mostly wood chips.
okay, did you mention the stuff that was sort of located close to the wetland by the Kelly's trail?
I told him not to touch it because I don't want that stuff sliding into the river until an engineer has a chance
Okay,
to look at it and stable it. I don't want him out there just with a backhoe pulling things out
yeah,
and watching things slide. At this point, it's stable. It should stay stable until an engineer has a plan for it.
thank you, Elaine.
Okay. You're welcome.
And
is
Judy,
every-
go on.
Yep. No, I was just gonna ask about the next meeting, because I think Ken is on vacation.
Next 2 meetings, I'll be on vacation.
Okay, yep. So was
You're on
anyone else
vacation,
out
Ken?
the next?
I'm sorry?
You're on vacation next week?
The next 2 meetings, I'll be away.
Are you going to
Okay.
Greece?
I am.
Ah, killing me.
Just call in.
I called in from camping once and I got the meanest looks from everyone. I had to hang up.
Well, not only that, but you've got a 6 or 7 hour difference.
Yeah.
So it'd be the middle of the night for you, man. No, thank you.
Well,
I just wanted to be sure there was gonna be a quorum.
I called Eleanor when she was in Canada, I think.
Yeah, but it's the
She answered the
same
phone.
time
It was very
zone.
pleasant.
Yeah, same time zone's a different story, but
Well, 1 hour ahead.
yeah, 7 hours is a long time.
Mm.
September 3rd, I belong to Betsy for voting. So I will not be on that night.
Problem.
Sounds like we may not have a meeting that night then, because that's the second of the 2 Ken won't be here for.
Oh,
Okay.
right,
And
okay.
we will not have a quorum.
Yeah,
So we can have we'll have to see what comes in, either have one meeting or we can have another one, we can have 2 weeks in a row. We'll just have to see how that goes.
yeah.
Well, if it's
Okay.
as quiet as it has been this
Right.
week,
Right, yep.
shouldn't be an issue
Okay,
for us.
I think we're gonna have Bree Reynolds from Friends of Lake Quantapowhat come and do an update on at the next meeting.
At the 20th, yep.
Okay, perfect.
We haven't had any further applicants from the for the remaining positions on the commission, have we?
No,
Put that out for town.
Has the town put that out again? Yeah,
I'll have to check.
I haven't seen it.
yeah, it might be worth them posting it again now that we're getting towards fall.
Yep.
And then Judy, did you ever hear back on the beaver meeting with?
I haven't, I reached out to them again and they said, that they didn't forget, but they're just overwhelmed with rescues. They were full. Virtually every rescue around is full.
Rescues of what?
Animals, because I called them because I had those mangy coyotes in my yard, and they said they tried to find somewhere else, but they were all full. But they left, so it worked out. But she said she will get in touch with me. It might just take a little while.
Yeah. I was
So
thinking-
what animals are they having trouble with?
It's a lot of injured foxes. They take in pretty much everything. I think they take in raptors. And it's not a huge place, so they don't have
Are
all
you
that.
saying they're taking in, or what are you?
Injured, yeah, injured or sick animals.
Where is
And-
this,
Ugly
Judy?
animals.
Who are
Chelmsford,
they?
New
Oh, in
House of Wildlife
Chelmsford.
in Chelmsford.
Oh, okay.
And there's another one in Gloucester, but they were full as well.
A lot of
Wow.
their issues too are like the rat poisons and stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, I was asking about the health department, if we were gonna ever meet with them
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
gonna find out,
process.
because I was working on the beaver management policy the other day. So I'm gonna reach out to them again and see when the next meeting is, which would be in September. I think they only meet once a month.
Okay,
And see if we can get on for that agenda.
okay. And I did send you a checklist, but
Yes,
you can
Yep.
just,
yep. Ethan, what time are you coming in Friday? Do you know?
Probably by noon.
Okay. So just come by my office, whatever time, because I'll be there till 12:30, so whatever time is fine. And then I can get you set up with some of the other stuff, like paying the bills, just show you the process, because I'll take care of them, but they'll come into you. So I'll just give you a rundown of that stuff too.
Okay, sounds good.
Just remind me in case I forget.
Yep.
Okay. I think, I'm trying to think, is there anything else we need to talk about? Really not that much going on. Everyone talked about everything they want to say?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else.
Oh, come on, just say something, anything. All right, I guess we'll get out of here early then.
Oh, the open space plan, the meeting for the approval from town council was bumped to September. Because I don't have the revised draft yet. So that's the only update.
Um,
did you want us to review the revised draft? And
Yeah, I'm just waiting to get it back. I sent
Okay.
all the corrections to the consultants and I was on vacation and they were on vacation. So I'm hoping to have it hopefully at the end of the week or the beginning of next week. I just didn't want to rush it and not have the town council vote on it again. So I just bumped it to September.
makes sense.
Elaine or Judy, have you talked to anyone at Jewel Environmental about 365 Audubon?
Yes, been
Okay.
talking to the LSP. And let's see, let me look at my notes here. He should be, for those of you who are not familiar with this, there was a 60-gallon spill on Audubon Road from one of the trucks. So they hired an LSP from Jewel Environmental who went out there and cordoned it off with wattles and plastic. And the last I spoke to him was last week, and they were about to get someone in there to vacuum out the soils. So he's moving forward on it.
What was spilled, Elaine?
Just the only information, let's see, hold on, I'm looking through my notes here. Let me find that particular.
I have the email
Think
up
we
and it's diesel fuel.
Yep,
Diesel fuel.
okay, diesel fuel, it is. His name is Kurt Klages, he's from Jewel Environmental. And they have separated the soil from the rest of the site. And the last I talked to him last Friday was they were going to go out there and remove the contaminated soil. So when I check in this week, I'm hoping to see that that soil has in fact been removed, or next week, I'm on vacation. That the soil has in fact been removed. I asked him for a copy of all of the paperwork, so we have it in our files. And he asked me he would send it.
So the spill happened on Audubon Road?
Just off Audubon Road, if you're driving down Audubon Road, off to the right-hand side, there's a small swale.
Uh-huh,
And that's
right.
where the land starts, and it was just off the side of the road.
Mhm.
When did this happen?
It happened, let's see. It's been about 3 weeks now.
July 5th.
Yeah, about 4 weeks. So DEP is aware of it. I spoke with the DEP representative, and they're overseeing it as well.
Any news about the vote? About that?
No, as a matter of fact, I got a copy of an email asking why a decision hasn't already been made, because they're over their timeline. And a response from DEP saying they were overloaded with work and we were all gonna just have to wait.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. I guess that's it. Someone want to make a motion to close the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second,
all in favor? Ken,
Yes.
Paul,
yes.
Haley,
Yes.
Eleanor,
Yes.
and I'm in agreement as well. Okay, everyone, thank you very
It
much.
won't all be this short, Ethan.
No,
Yeah.
it won't be. Just
The
enjoy
record.
it while you can, because.
All right, see you guys in 2 weeks.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
see ya.